volume? There we go. That's better. Hello. Yeah, something's been going on with YouTube these past couple of days. I don't know what's going on. It's been extremely laggy and slow. I have no idea why it's screwing up so badly. Also, for some reason, it's not sending out notifications for anything, not for any streams, not for any uploads from subscriptions. I don't know what the hell YouTube's doing, so we're just gonna have to bear with it. Unfortunately, it's completely out of my hands. YouTube doing what YouTube does best, and that is breaking. Yeah, you know, it could absolutely be like the AI age verification thing completely screwing with their systems. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Who knows? Who knows? I think after a certain point, like for me, I have all YouTube notifications turned off. Because if I had them on, I would receive way too many and it would just overload me. So I keep them off because it would just be overloading. YouTube automatically zooms my mobile videos when I full screen them. Will YouTube, aka Google, ever get anything right? Will they ever get anything right? It's truly a mystery. Bring back the short circuit. No. No. The short circuit will forever remain removed off of my servers. Sorry, it will never be turned on. I don't care. I wish YouTube would stop trying to shove shorts into my face. Dude, YouTube desperately wants to be the next TikTok. Everyone wants to be the next TikTok. That shit earns so much money. They all want to copy that same model. How can... If they can copy the most addictive social media platform to date, they win. But they can't compete because, you know, Tim, whatever you want to call it, is king. So... Can you imagine a 20-year-old YouTube account being flagged as a kid? No, you don't. I don't have to imagine it because I know it's already happening. I know it's already happening. Yeah, so I found a fun video that's kind of blowing up that I figured I'd watch on stream today because I think it'll be rather entertaining to not only remind everyone of I'll start recording this. I think it'll be a little fun to remind everyone of how competitive tf2 functions and why they ban the weapons that they do. And you know, we'll have a little fun, poke some fun at these guys, and have a good time going through why it is they do what they do. I think it'll be a good time. And we can absolutely criticize why they banned shit. I think it'll be a good time. Yes, I know it's Monday and not Wednesday. This is an unscheduled stream. I felt the need to stream today because I need to record for my new video, but it's so fucking hot that I can't record in my closet. Otherwise, I will fucking die. So I have to wait until tomorrow morning when it's not hot so I can record and not die. So... Isn't it on the competitive player to know how to counter what they come up against? So when they cry something is OP, it's kind of a skill issue at that point? No, listen, they just get rid of it. They just get rid of it. That's what happens, is they just ban it. If something doesn't fit into their homebrew formats, they just ban it. That's how competitive TF2 has worked basically since day one. Basically since day one of unlocks, they just get rid of things that don't fit. Things that they personally do not find fun. That's just how it goes. In the meantime. Hello. Oh, I forgot to turn my lights on. Hold on. It's important these lights are on. It makes the whole scene. I leave them off because it's just so miserably hot. And the fewer heat sources in my room, the better. So, webcam? Hello? There we go. Hello. Hello. You. You. All you. No, I've never played RuneScape. Not my kind of game. Not my thing. What is going on with this awful fucking delay? YouTube is really shitting the bed. This is terrible. Come on now. Here, let's play a game. When I say Marco, you say Polo. Ready? Marco. It's pretty fucking. It's not good. It's not as short as it should be. YouTube's really having a hard time. What else going on? Honestly, I think TF2 is a better game than TF2, and you and many others think absolutely the same way. 100%. Many think absolutely the same way. This is how you crash chat. Never had that issue. I never did D&D either. Never did D&D. It never called to me. It just was never something that really came across my radar, never something I engaged with, so. Never did. We'll give it a couple more minutes before we start here. You're gonna mess up my preferred method of playing competitive. That weapon is unfair. Ban it. A lot of TF2 weapon bans come from guys not wanting to change how they play. If like in more recent months, weapons being banned because one or two players got really good at using them, and they got angry that like, oh, I have to move in a slightly different position in order to not get hit by the lock and load. So then they just ban it. Things like that are a little silly. Like, okay, to be real here, some bans are absolutely justified simply because of how balance changes so much when you cut team sizes in half and impose class limits. Like, some of these bans are very much understandable, while others, they'll make you raise an eyebrow. If my history that I have in my head is still accurate. I'm not fully up to speed on modern competitive bans because I just stopped paying attention to these things like 5 years ago. But I don't think much has changed because the game hasn't changed that much. We'll see if this video confirms my suspicions. I've not watched this video. By the way. This video came out 8 days ago. This is a fresh video 8 days ago talking about TF2 competitive weapon bans. So I figured this will be a fun one. No, yeah, and absolutely. I mean, remember, going into this, for anyone that does not understand this or has not heard this notion before, I'm assuming that if you're watching me, you have absolutely heard this notion before, that competitive Team Fortress 2 is just a different game. It has completely different class dynamics, completely different balancing, completely different pacing. It is not the same game as vanilla Team Fortress 2, simply by how they format these, simply because of how they format these game modes, primarily by reducing the size of the teams and imposing class limits, right? That's the main thing. They are simply not the same game. Just because of how drastically balance changes from one format to the next, okay? So, with that in mind, you have to have that in mind as we watch this. Reminds me of how people ban characters in Marvel Rivals. The players just ban whoever they don't like. Can you do that in Marvel Rivals? I know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. Highlander, not so much, but Sixes sucks and is played by the sweatiest players. No, Highlander, yeah, okay, that's true. Highlander is much closer to the vanilla game than Sixes is, simply because Highlander has a larger team size of 9 versus 9, and every class is present, but there are still class limits, and there's still weapon bans, so it's pretty different from your normal vanilla game. I mean, I explained this in my fucking Meet Your Match video, where a class like the Pyro goes from being more kind of being like more of a generalist kind of thing, defense, offense, and support, and then he goes over to being strictly support in a 9v9 setting, because he's really just there to spy check and to deny an uber push and deny projectile spam, and that's all he exists to do in 9v9 Highlander, right? He doesn't get to go off on his own, fuck around, and what have you, right? Because it's about strictly winning. So it plays very differently. Why is it called Highlander? No fucking clue. You tell me. That's one factoid I don't have an answer for. One factoid I don't have an explanation for. Because there can be only one. There you go. Is that it? I don't know. To me, I don't get the joke. I've not seen the movie. Or whatever the reference comes from, I have no fucking idea. So there you go. There's your answer. Someone just said Polo. Well, that's how I know you're watching this on a like you're behind. Okay, that was funny. I know it's a movie I need to... listen, man. Okay, so... Before I start, interesting phenomenon that I've experienced. What is the longest distance I've run in a single session? I think the furthest I've ran in one go was 11 miles. That was when I was at my peak cardiovascular health and, like, my peak conditioning for running. But ever since I started lifting, my cardiovascular endurance has gone way down. Because, like, when I was at my peak running... When I was at my... Yeah, oh my god, today I can't talk. Just for the record, I'm having one of those days. I don't know if it's like fucking histamine in the air, allergies, but I have just not been able to get words out of my mouth. So you're gonna expect me to stutter and stammer a lot more than usual. Just be prepared for that. But when I was at my peak conditioning for running, I weighed about 175 pounds, 180 pounds, and I could go 10 miles, 11 miles pretty consistently nonstop. But once I started lifting and gaining weight, I went from like 175, 180, now I weigh 220. So, and because I'm putting more of my time into weightlifting and not cardio, I can only go like a 5K without completely gassing myself out. So, yeah. That was the furthest I could go. I am gaining weight though. I mean, I'm getting muscle mass. I've been fucking... I'm happy with my fucking... I'm getting there. Arms are getting bigger, you know? It's checking out. We're getting there. Putting on weight in all the right places. I'd show the rest, but it might get age restricted. It might get age restricted. Anyway. I think we should just get going here. We got a lot of video to get through. So I vote we begin. Shall we? Let's do it.
Casual is too easy. Even Uncle Topia no longer provides a challenge. You desire more.
Already good. Already fucking great face stab. $10 to show the rest? No. We're not doing OnlyFans here.
Congratulations.
No, but I appreciate the donation regardless.
Back and throw away your condoms. You're ready for competitive TF2. Unlike most professionally played games, TF2 has significantly different rules between casual and competitive. Not with the in-game competitive mode. No one plays that. But within third...
Isn't it so sad? Oh my, yeah, this is a great intro so far, Jesus. But like, isn't it so sad that just competitive mode is just dead? I don't need to remind anyone of this. It's just fucking dead. Like, Valve's attempt to appeal to the 6v6 scene was such an abysmal, miserable failure that 9 years later, it's just a wasteland. No one fucking touches it. It is awful. Through and through. Didn't appeal to new players because that's not the game they come for. Didn't appeal to Sixes players because it didn't have all the rules they wanted. It didn't act as this mythical bridge to get normal players over into competitive formats because they are different games. Oh man, Valve, you fucking idiots. Lovely. Oh no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Oh, I hate... Alright, hold on, I gotta swap to a different browser because it's just not gonna work. Brave always does this when I stream, and only when I stream does Brave decide to shit the bed. I don't understand why it does this. It is absolutely infuriating.
Give him...
Okay, go back. Go back. We're back.
Games, TF2 has significantly different rules between casual and competitive. Not with the in-game competitive mode. No one plays that. But within third-party leagues like UGC, RGL, and ET2FL, every league has their own ban lists, and these are still
ET2FL. Good. It's great. I like this guy. This guy's great so far.
seasonally. Major TF2 updates editing the stats of the weapons used to lead to dramatic changes in the list, but given this October, it was 7 years since Jungle Inferno. There's normally very few changes between seasons.
Yeah, so, like, competitive ban lists were extremely dynamic. Not only when Valve would add new weapons, but also when they would change the stats, and so pretty much every time Valve would update a weapon or add a new weapon, competitive players would just by default ban it in order to, like, figure out whether or not, hey, is this compatible with how we play the game? They'd play with it elsewhere for a little while, then come together into, like, a meeting of, like, 5 or 6 guys, depending on the league, and they'll go, yeah, we'll put that in, or yeah, we won't put that in. So, channel name is Ronnie Ratbag. I will post a link right now, so you guys can go check it out. In case you don't want me to watch it. There it is. Onwards.
I'll only be going over the ban lists for 6v6 and Highlander in the European, American, and UGC leagues, with my apologies to Asia and Oz Fortress.
Yeah, does anyone still play in Asia and Oz Fortress? Like, considering how few players play there, do these leagues even get filled out anymore to have a full season? Someone educate me, because I have a nagging suspicion that they don't get that many people. Not anymore. It used to be a bigger deal when TF2, you know, before Valve made the game, you know, end itself. But can't say the S word. But I don't think it was. The last match was 2019. Jesus. Nobody knows because nobody is there. That's very accurate. Oh my god. Nobody knows because nobody is there. I mean, I have the nagging suspicion that they just they're not active anymore because there's just no players. There's no one to play there anymore. So few people are in these regions. Also, Australia is not real. Very true.
You can assume the rules will be much the same, but you can check with the link in the description. So let's get right into it.
General/all class.
First things first, no looping taunts. This rule began in 2011 when the High Five taunt was released.
So I think what I'm going to do is every time he brings something up, I'm going to share my thoughts on it and then let him give his explanation. So, reason why looping taunts are banned is because they don't want people looking behind walls and looking around corners. That's the reason. They don't want people having unfair advantages over the other players. That's it.
And to this day, all taunts that allow the player to manually stop the taunt when they like have been banned without exception. This is to prevent players from being able to see round corners in third person, setting up ambushes, and generally giving the defender an unfair advantage. Pyro vision and any hats or weapons that cause it have been banned across the board as they change how the player views the map and hears sounds.
Like, to me, that doesn't really make sense, because competitive players already heavily alter how their game looks using configs in order to improve their visibility. So, don't really understand that one. And noises, I guess? I guess noises you could twist my arm about, because maybe certain voice lines have certain, different audio leveling, so certain voice lines are a little bit louder, so they can hear whether or not someone's further away. I don't know. But it to me, that's a little silly. There might be some long distance past reason that gave players some kind of advantage in terms of audio cues that that a lack of pyrovision otherwise wouldn't have. Sounds give away Spy because Spy doesn't reproduce them. Is that it? I don't know, but also who cares? Because like exactly. Who gives a shit? The 4 people that actually use Pyroland shit, who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. It's just an interesting one.
Noisemakers and hats that create noise are also banned, such as the Scout's Booty Time and Pyro's Jingle Belt. Though honestly, I'd argue these are more of a disability to the player wearing them.
Yeah,
as you can hear
because you hear where they are and they're closer to you. Yeah, that's just whatever.
the
Anonomicon!
is banned due to it exploding the player's corpse. The league say let the bodies hit the floor and let them stay there. It goes without
Most players disable Gibbs anyways in their configs, so whatever.
saying
Another strange and eyebrow raising. I guess it's so they can identify whether or not someone has died, or it's to cut down on Gibbs to improve game performance. But they all disable Gibbs, or a lot of competitive players disable Gibbs anyways for performance reasons. So I don't know. It's a little weird.
But all stock weapons are allowed, and reskins follow the same rules as their regular counterparts.
Yes.
So let's get into that class.
Yes, all vanilla weapons are allowed because, you know, for lore reasons and historically, that's how competitive TF2 started, was back in pure vanilla TF2 before Valve added any unlocks. So naturally, competitive formats were built around the vanilla game, and then everything else that Valve added afterwards had to be retroactively incorporated or banned. So yeah.
Specifics, starting with everyone's favorite ADHD Bostoner.
It's not unusual. Oh, wait, he didn't start yet. Okay, here we go.
Starting with the primaries, we immediately see a separation between 6v6
Yes.
and Highlander.
Different games.
For both modes, for all
Very
leagues,
different games.
The Babyface's Blaster, Backscatter, Forcer Nature, and Shortstop are allowed. However,
I mean, to me, I'm kind of surprised that the Babyface's Blaster is allowed. Sorry, not the Babyface Blaster. The Backscatter is allowed. I understand that it's a direct downgrade to the stock scattergun all the time. I understand that one. But it's curious to me because if you get a solid meat shot on somebody, that's 140. You can one-tap a light class if you're good with your aim and you manage to kind of wiggle around somebody and get them from behind. Other than that, it is always a direct downgrade, but even something like that, I'm kind of surprised it's not banned. Just curious. Just an eyebrow raiser for me.
Soda Popper is only allowed in Highlander.
That
And this is
makes
consistent
sense.
across all leagues.
Yeah, that one makes sense. So the reason why Soda Popper is banned is, one, the mobility that it gives Scout, and when Scout has heightened mobility on a smaller team without things like hit scan to take care of him, because in Sixes the only other main hit scan class is another Scout, so he becomes way harder to hit. But the other main reason is higher DPS, because the Soda Popper has higher DPS than the stock scattergun. And that is really strong on a high-level Scout inside of 6v6, where Scout is incredibly influential. So yeah, that's why it's banned. Makes sense in 6v6, and it makes sense to be it makes sense for it to be allowed in Highlander, simply because there's more bodies and more sources of things like hit scan to slow a Scout down, like also, for example, sentry guns. So yeah. Competitive players explaining how having 450 FPS instead of 400 FPS is noticeable and makes you play better. Hey man, whatever gives you that edge. Whatever gives you that edge.
Why? Well, supposedly because the multiple jumps the Soda Popper's boost gives you makes it a pain in the ass to fight against the soldier and demo, but the Soda Popper also has a higher DPS with its 2-shell burst, which matters more once you have a third of your team being scouts.
Yes.
In Scout
And
secondaries, we start to see a greater...
Scout is massively influential in 6v6. So giving him a weapon that gives him more mobility and higher DPS, understandable why they banned it.
A variation between the leagues. Starting with Highlander, across all leagues, the Bonk Atomic Punch, Pretty Boys Pocket Pistol, and Winger are legal, but the Criticola and Mad Milk are both banned.
I'm kind of surprised. I knew the fucking Bonk is banned in 6v6 because, given the smaller team sizes, it not only acts as like a get-out-of-jail-free card, but I mean, you can get behind an enemy team in 6v6, and it's a lot easier to flank when fewer people are looking around to catch you. So that's way stronger with a small team size. But in a larger team size, it's way more inconsequential because there's a lot more shit that can shut him down, and they'll notice him, hey, this Scout is trying to get behind. Kill him, right? So not that big of a deal in Highlander. Pretty Boys Pocket Pistol and Winger, why are they banned in 6v6? To me, that's an eyebrow raiser, because I'm assuming, we'll go through the other leagues in a minute, but we'll stick with Highlander for now. I don't see any reason why these two should be banned in any league, but whatever. Criticola, that I understand, because Scout just instantly becomes... He can now 2-tap anyone from, like, a more appreciable range, or has, like, a massive single burst shot with mini crits, so you can just like nail a medic. And then the fucking Mad Milk is insanely strong no matter what version of TF2 you play. But in a more strictly coordinated version of TF2, which normal vanilla TF2 is not, the Mad Milk is very powerful because when you have communication, you can tell your teammates, hey, they have Mad Milk on them, so go focus them. You can't die now if you're damaging them. So, yeah, makes sense that the Mad Milk's banned.
For the Criticola ban is they don't want the scout being able to do 140 damage meat shots.
Yeah.
Most of the game they'd be able to one-shot the medic and would essentially be
And
a
like
more
classes.
powerful spy.
Yes.
The Mad Milk is banned for a reason that will come up frequently. They want to discourage degenerate playstyles. That is to say, they don't want players throwing Mad Milk on the cart, jumping back into spawn for a fresh bottle, and playing last point as an aggressor.
Thing is, I can understand that, but also Highlander doesn't only play on payload, so that's more of a niche situation. I think it's more heavily dependent on the fact that they're more heavily coordinated, and in a game mode with higher coordination, yeah, it's a lot stronger. Quick note, some weapons are still banned today because the admins are literally too lazy to make changes. That does not surprise me in the slightest.
Milkman.
But you're not dealing damage if you're just tossing milk, but the rest of your team is. And the rest of your team is not dying, as they deal likely more damage than you, while they're wiping at the other team, so it's pretty strong.
I'm the milkman. My milk is delicious.
But in your normal vanilla TF2, where players are off doing their own thing, which is what the vanilla game was designed to do, Mad Milk is not that strong beyond individual 1v1 engagements, so not that big of a deal in vanilla TF2. It's still strong, but not as influential as it could be in competitive formats.
Special delivery today.
Because, like, look in this. Like, look what happened here. Nothing.
Maybe
Who
if it
gives a
was
fuck?
like-
It's vanilla.
Like the gas pass and required damage to build up, it would be allowed. But for now, it's just a straight...
No, I still think it would be banned because it's just so strong to have. Like, you could coordinate a push when you have your milk and an Uber, and ooh, yeah. I could still see it not getting
The
unbanned,
only
even if it
addition
took
to
damage
this
charge.
list is ET2FL also bans the flying guillotine. Now, this may go back to the degenerate philosophy, or they may feel that scouts shouldn't be able to do 50 damage plus 40 bleed from across the map. Regardless,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the flying guillotine, also with the Sandman back in the day, were unanimously banned across all leagues simply because a scout could lob the ball and then the guillotine across the map and one-tap the medic. I have a nagging suspicion that after they nerfed the Sandman, that this particular ban of the Cleaver just got carried over into this one Highlander league, just for the sake of keeping it off, because they probably still find it kind of annoying, but now that you can't combo it with the Sandman, it's not nearly as influential or damaging. And if you're playing with your team and your medic's up and healing you, the Cleaver is, because medic healing beams now shorten the debuff duration, not that influential. Yeah, it is extremely spammable, but if we're talking about spam in Highlander, also sixes, yeah, but it's more understandable in sixes back when you could combine it with the Sandman, so... yeah. It was busted before. Like, it's totally understandable why they banned it before the Sandman got nerfed. So, that I get.
European scouts will forever be guillotineless. Apart from the French ones. Given the larger role scouts play in 6v6, their bans are harsher. Criticola, Flying Guillotine, and Mad Milk are banned across all leagues.
Yeah, makes total sense. Again, for the same reasons. Mad Milk just being insanely strong with more coordinated teams. Criticola being able to have higher damage output. Cleaver because you can spam, like, even without the Sandman, the Cleaver is still a highly spammable projectile. In the much more predictable way a 6v6 match is going to go, usually medics tend to always stand in the same place, and you can lob a Cleaver and take away more than half their health. All it's going to take is one demo pipe or one soldier to bomb in and take down the medic, and it's understandable why they would ban it. But in your normal vanilla game of TF2, not that big of a deal, because there's more healing sources, there's more shit to deal with the scouts, the more higher map variety, what have you. So it makes sense that they ban it here. This guy's editing is indeed great.
Both ET2FL and RGL banned the Pretty Boys Pocket Pistol and Bonk
Why?
Atomic Punch. Only you...
Bonk, I understand. I'm surprised that any league lets the bonk be unbanned in 6s, again, because it's a lot easier to sneak behind the enemy team on some maps, not all of them. And if a scout gets behind, that is way more influential in 6v6 than something like Highlander, because they don't have a sentry gun to worry about. So that they just manage to get behind and they get the medic and they have a get out of jail free card, or they use the get out of jail free card to get back there, it's way stronger in 6s. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that's unbanned. But the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol, I kind of raise an eyebrow at. Why?
GC allows them, and I can only speculate why. The pocket pistol was buffed hard in Jungle Inferno, then nerfed in the Blue Moon update to reduce the healing per bullet to where it is currently. Perhaps once you've got the god aim of a professional, that maximum 27 health received per clip turns the tide, but banning it seems the safer option.
I mean, does it really? I mean, I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's more so the higher burst damage it has than the healing, because the health back on hit isn't that significant. I guess maybe a little bit in like a 1v1 situation where like he'll eke out just like an extra 2 or 3 health to get him out of a situation. But then that's also just kind of the fault of the person he's engaging with, like whiffing their shots. Like it's not enough healing to out damage to offset the damage being taken, you know? But I'd imagine it's more so the DPS than the healing. Yeah, I'd imagine it's more so DPS because it's a lot higher. So yeah, I suspect it's the firing rate.
Is a whitelist out of nowhere, but I guess...
But again, not a big deal in vanilla TF2, because the plethora of healing sources and the average lack of coordination makes something like the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol good, but not like a straight direct upgrade.
UGC wants to give their scouts a get-out-of-fight-free card.
No, see, I do agree with that one. I don't see an issue with the Pretty Boys being unbanned in 6s, because you do indeed sacrifice sustainability for DPS. It is higher burst damage, but you do have fewer shots, requiring you to reload more often, so... To me, it's a fair trade, but whatever.
In exchange for a pistol slot. Really, I don't see it getting that much use. What this essentially means is 6's scout is locked to the winger and the stock.
Okay, the winger's not banned, which makes complete and total sense. It's not that much of a mobility buff. You have to have it out and active in order to get the higher jumps, and the higher damage per bullet on the winger, it's still outperformed by both stock and the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol. So you're not using it for damage, you're using it for mobility, and it doesn't really give you that much of a benefit over stock, so you just use stock. Personally, I like the winger, because on maps that are not played in 6v6 or in Highlander, there are some places Scout can't quite easily get to, so having the winger out lets you have a bit more mobility going around the map. Personally, I like it, but it's just overall the weakest pistol option for the Scout in any version of TF2, so yeah.
And
I will agree that the winger's jump, the boost for the jumps that you get from the winger is indeed underrated, and it should be abused more on more maps. I'm surprised more people don't. And the bonus damage is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's only 5 shots per clip. It's just not that, it's not that good. I guess in a sense, if you can really land your shots, technically, it's a slightly better finisher than the stock pistol, but even then, you're going to be using the fucking Pretty Boy's pocket pistol to not only have higher DPS, but also a bit of health back in any version of TF2. So, hence, Pretty Boy's pocket pistol is banned, I suppose.
99% of the time, you'll see scouts using stock.
Yeah.
The larger clip of the pistol is better for the chip damage than that slight jump boost from the winger.
And
Plus,
damage.
the decreased clip just doesn't complement the finisher purpose of the pistol.
I disagree. It's
You
okay.
suck. All leagues, both 6v6 and Highlander, allow all of Scout's melee weapons, with the sole exception of ET2FL6's recently banning the Rat Assassin. You see it a lot in
That
pubs now,
genuinely
the
surprises me. I am honestly surprised that everywhere the Sandman is unbanned. I am genuinely surprised by this. Because the Sandman's fucking annoying. Because it slows anyone down to the speed of a heavy, which is, you know, disruptive for a 6v6 format. Right? To me, that would be enough reason to ban it. But at the same time, it does no damage. You can still shoot when you're under the ball's effect. You can spam strafe. Excuse me, you can spam strafe and negate the downside altogether. And what does the scout sacrifice? A melee that lets him have higher mobility or can build ubers faster with self-damaging, and also he sacrifices 15 health, which can basically let him get one-tapped by anything. Yeah, so understandably, no one wants to use it. Hence why it's allowed. It's funny how this kind of works. Where, like, you'd think something would be disruptive for play, but because everyone hates it or think it's really shitty, then it's allowed. But then Rap Assassin's allowed everywhere, except one 6v6 league. That one I understand more because that is a spammable, that's a spammable projectile that does damage with bleed. That I understand. Interesting to see it not banned in all 6's leagues. In Highlander, who gives a shit? It's not that big of a deal in Highlander. Same reason why the Cleaver's not that big of a deal in Highlander. But surprising it's not banned in all 6's leagues. That's curious too. The Rap Assassin is spammable. Like, you don't have to... Okay, when I say spammable, you don't have to aim with it. You lob it in the general direction of where players are. You're gonna hit somebody.
Assassin. You see it a lot in pubs nowadays for those Hail Mary swings, and the damage, it's not insignificant, around 60 to 80 damage, including...
It's weaker than Cleaver and was only recently banned because a scout popped off with it too much in ETF2L. Why does that not surprise me, man? If that's actually true, I want to see that. I want to see the reason for the ban of the fucking of the Rap Assassin and ETF2L because one person got too good. I need more examples of that, please. I want more examples of that because this just shows that some bans are fucking ridiculous because like 2 or 3 guys at the top of the fucking league go, this fucking guy's annoying. Let's just get rid of it. I have to see it. I want to see it. Wait, I thought they did fix the crit glitch. I could have sworn they did. If someone can DM me on Discord the fucking the source for the ban of the Rap Assassin in ETF2L, I would love to see that. No, yeah, I mean there have been several instances of one player getting too good with the weapon and then they ban it. Lock and load, for example. Yeah, so like if you hit someone with the Rap Assassin, I think it was at max distance, it counts as a crit. I think that was the glitch with it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I've had like perfect encyclopedic knowledge of everything, of all things all weapons do. But I think that was the glitch. But correct me if I'm wrong. That's not a glitch. It's a feature. Is the crit intended? Now I'm losing my mind. Hold on. Now I'm losing my mind. Is it in the fucking weapon stats? I can't keep track anymore. It's not in the weapon stats. Yeah, it's not in the weapon stats, but for some reason... So, is it intended? If it's not said it's intended, how do we know it's intended? Did Valve ever say it was intended? I don't even know anymore. I'm at a loss. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Including bleed.
Doesn't matter. Fuck it.
The bauble recharges
That's not the reason why it was banned.
7.5 seconds, and crits if you hit the enemy from far away enough. With good aim in a competitive setting, you could be a real problem for the enemy, more so than
one
with
league
any
banned it because one guy
bat.
got too good with it, so who gives a
The ban is
fuck?
understandable. None of the other bats are
We have a source?
overpowered if you're close enough to hit someone with the fan.
Rap Assassin ban info. Let's see. Rap Assassin ban info. Rap Assassin is now banned. We have chosen to ban the Rap Assassin after discussion with Premiership, as well as posts sent to Division 2 and above. In this poll, we asked for votes to be library monsters below. No skill, high impact, very random, not fun to play against, or to watch mids be lost just to your med or demo getting ball from across the map. It's very low commitment and very high reward with not much skill involved. It just fucking sucks and breaks the flow of the game. Scout should not have a spammable projectile on this cooldown. It's weaker than the fucking Cleaver. Gives Scout way too much entry damage at the start of fights without positioning, aggressively using up any ammo. It's pretty low skill, but also low risk. It's low risk thing to go for. Just have to remember to whip it out and mouse to at choke or a cluster of people. It has to go. It has to go. How about just don't stand don't stand still. Maybe don't do that. Like getting clipped by a long distance rocket or a pipe is gonna do more damage. Whatever. Silly.
Man of war, then you're close enough to meat shot them and guarantee the kill anyway. But the vast majority of the time,
Boston
you'll see
Basher, so they can
scouts
self-damage
using
and
the
build
Boston
Uber faster.
Basher to build Uber. Now I want to... Wait, do you hear that? I mean, it almost sounds like a... Ah!
You are an Englishman. You're dead? That's good, amen.
Starting with Highlander, across all leagues, the Beggar's Bazooka, Black Box, Cow Mangler, Direct Hit, Liberty Launcher, and Rocket Jumper are all allowed, but the Airstrike is...
Yeah, in Highlander, variations of rocket launchers really don't matter that much, simply because you have the presence of all classes, including the Pyro, to shut down spam. So... the 6v6 bans some of these things, case dependent. We'll get to them, and they're a little silly. Some of them are totally reasonable, but others not so much. So, like for example, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Eagle in RGL. I assume because
Why? Why do you ban the fucking weakest of the rocket launchers? Like even the fucking Liberty Launcher is arguably more consistent than the fucking Airstrike, and the amount you have to sacrifice in order to do high enough damage for the fucking Airstrike. Really? Seriously? Okay. Did one person do too well?
it makes the soldier's job of jumping the medic easier and less fun to play against. Or maybe the Americans are saving their airstrikes for a country with more sand. At least this was the case,
It's
but
like...
they've changed their mind since last season.
Oh, they changed
Move
it.
up, America. Airstrikes are back on the map.
Never mind, they put it back. So why even have it in the video?
6v6, RGO and...
Okay, so it was banned, then they realized it's stupid, then unbanned it. Okay. There you go. That's a little too late, but there you go.
T2FL ban the Cow Mangler, but
Also, yeah, I realized that this is zoomed in.
allows it. You may think it's due to the charge shot. However, the cost of 4 rockets just for one mini crit shot doesn't have that much effect in a game without sentries, though it could still one-shot a medic. It's the fact it doesn't use ammo and makes non-stop rocket spamming possible. Essentially,
Wait, I missed this.
At least this was the case,
Go
but
back.
they've changed their mind since last season. Loop up, America.
Oh, right, I'm in full
Airstrikes
screen.
are
I'm
back
stupid.
on the...
Why was I in full screen? Let me course correct here. We have to course correct. Oh my god. Best streamer award 2025 right here, ladies and gentlemen. Forgetting that I never have my own videos that I watch in full screen. Give me just a hot fucking second here. We can course correct. Look at me go. A little over to the left, a little to the right. There we go. Now we're good. Close
In
enough.
6v6,
Let me shrink
RGO
myself
and
here.
ET2FL ban the Cow Mangler, but UGC allows it. You may think it's due
I'm
to...
kind of surprised that any Sixes League allows the Cow Mangler, honestly. That's a little interesting to me. God damn it, why can't I get my... I completely fucked up my screen. Can I just undo everything? I can. We're good.
the charge shot.
Again, genuinely surprised that any Sixes League... Let's go back to the list here.
And ET2FL ban the Cow Mangler, but...
Again, genuinely surprised that any Sixes League consistently allows the Cow Mangler. Because, one, doesn't use any ammo, so you can spam it indefinitely with no punishment. And the charge shot, if you land it on the medic, pretty much guarantees his death at the cost of, one, slowing you down and emptying your entire clip, so it's very high risk with potentially not that high of reward. But the main thing is you have infinite ammo with no downsides because engineers don't exist, so the nerf that's supposed to be there doesn't exist because engineers barely played in 6v6 other than 5 CP last. So... It is a little strange to see any Sixes League allow it. Is this an experimental unban to see how it plays again? But I have a nagging suspicion the ban will return.
UGC allows it.
It's a little strange to me.
You may think it's due to the charged shot. However, the cost of 4 rockets just for 1 mini crit shot doesn't have that much.
Yeah, it's too high risk, high reward, but it's the infinite ammo.
It could still one-shot a medic. It's the fact it doesn't use ammo and makes non-stop rocket spamming possible, essentially making it a direct upgrade from the stock, which contributes mostly to the ban. UGC are ignoring this logic this season because they like the laser sounds. Here we see a great divide between Highlander and Sixes. In Highlander,
did he go over the other rocket launchers?
Secondaries are permitted. In 6v6,
he didn't go over the other rocket launchers.
T2FL ban the Cowmangler, but UGC allows it. You may think it's due to the charge.
You need to not do that, buddy.
UGC allows it.
There we go. Okay, so everything else is allowed. Okay, we're clear. Everything else is allowed. All right, yeah, because again, basically any other rocket launcher is more or less going to be a straight downgrade, either because you don't have all the shots in your clip, because you do less damage overall, you don't have the splash, or you can't aim where your shots are going. So, yeah. Makes sense.
You may think it's due to the charge.
Shocked they allow the direct hit? I'm not, because the direct hit in almost every situation is going to be a downgrade to the stock rocket launcher, because splash damage is insanely strong. Imagine playing a soldier, and you can't hit shit around a corner. The only time you can hit something is when you see it. Being able to hit things that you can't see are a big deal for soldier, and removing that is a big deal. The direct hit's good if you can land every single shot, but let's face it, you're not landing every single direct shot all the time, hence stock.
Shot. However, the cost of 4 rockets just for 1 mini crit shot doesn't have that much effect in a game without sentries, though it could still one-shot a medic. It's the fact it doesn't use ammo and makes non-stop rocket spamming possible, essentially making it a direct upgrade from the stock, which contributes mostly to the ban. UGC
just don't miss.
This logic this
Easy.
season because they like the laser sounds. Here we see a great divide between Highlander and Sixes. In Highlander, all of soldiers' secondaries are permitted. The battalion's backup, Buff Banner, Gunboats, Man-Treads, Righteous Bison, Panic Attack, Reserve Shooter, Base Jumper, and Conqueror, or Conjurer if you have rocks in your head like I do. In Sixes, however, across all leagues...
In Highlander, makes sense to have all these things unbanned, because again, when you have... I'm surprised they have the battalion's backup unbanned. That I'm genuinely surprised about. Because given how influential snipers are in Highlander, having an option to simply turn him off at all, that raises an eyebrow for me, because the entirety of Highlander is played around the presence of a sniper. So... That's an interesting one. But the others make sense. I mean, the other banners require either high damage for not too much in return. Conch, sure, probably the best one to run in general. The fucking base jumper, my beloved, Valve ruined you, so it's useless. Reserve shooter is just a downgrade to the stock shotgun at all times, unless you manage to pop someone in the air or punish someone that's rocket jumping. And considering this is Highlander, the frequency of rocket jumps is way lower than in Sixes, so it's not that annoying to use. Panic Attack, just use stock, because bullet spreads turned off, or random bullet spreads turned off anyway. Bison is ass, Man-Treads ass, Gunboats are usually the go-to anyway, so...
The Base Jumper and Reserve Shooter are banned, including for the other classes that can use them.
How long has it been? How long has it been since the base jumper was nerfed for competitive players, and they still ban it? How long has it been? 10 years? It's been like what? Or almost 10 years since the base jumper was nerfed for competitive players, and they still fucking ban it across all their goddamn leagues. At least Sixes does. Oh my god. Jesus. So fucking stupid, man. This is unfucking believable. It's like, he's too far away, I can't hit my air shots, and Scout does no damage to him anymore. He loses a quarter of his health to put himself airborne. Oh my god. So fucking stupid. The reserve shooter, I understand, because in Sixes, it's kind of a direct upgrade to stock because of the frequency of rocket jumps he can just pick people with mini crits in the air all the time. That I can kind of understand, but the fucking base jumper is just so bad. God. Saw someone in another stream chat insisting the base jumper nerf was justified. That's not someone that plays the video game. That's not someone that plays Team Fortress 2 if they think the base jumper nerf was justified.
At least this was the case last season, but this season ET2FL and RGL are allowing the base jumper. It isn't
And no one's gonna use it anyways. No one's gonna use it anyways because it fucking sucks.
that bad in
It
Highlander
sucks. Valve nerfed it into the fucking floor.
due to the multiple hit scan classes, but in sixes they complain it's hard to hit a floating soldier with their rockets and pipes. And what with all the soldiers and demos flying
Oh, I can't play another class to shoot the soldier. I can't play sniper. I can't play heavy. I can't play engineer. I can't do anything about it. Nerf it.
about, it makes sense that the reserve shooter wouldn't be included. Other than that, all of soldiers' secondaries are allowed, with the sole exception of ET2FL banning the battalion's backup.
That one, okay, that's an eyebrow raiser too, because sniper's not really present in 6v6. So, why? It's like you sacrifice better mobility at getting rid of the gunboats for this. So, I don't know, man. Interesting. I guess they're yeah, I'm assuming it's bitchy, yeah, for the extra 20 health he gets, so it fucks up damage thresholds. Crits denial, but who the fuck is using crits in 6v6? It's not that common.
Almost certainly for that extra 20 health you get from just equipping the damn thing, but also potentially the
Yeah, so
buff
Demo
it
can't two-shot him is probably the main reason.
gives granting crit immunity.
One person used it and they banned it. I need sources. If that's actually true, one person using the battalion's backup and they banned it, I need sources. I want to see this shit. I need confirmation of it. I have to see it. Because then we can laugh at it. Because it's so fucking dumb.
Which would completely counter an opposing medic if they were using the crit streak. For Highlander,
They don't really use the crit screen that often.
all soldiers' melees are available. Go crazy, baby. Have fun.
Yeah.
Sixes.
Yeah, if rest in peace. I mean, if they banned, could you imagine if they banned the whip in Highlander these days? Oh boy.
Is another story. The Half Zatoichi, Pain Train, Equalizer, and Escape Plan are allowed in all three leagues, but ET2FL bans the Market Gardener, and all of them ban the disciplinary action.
Yeah,
Shoot the
baby.
The Market
Good. Just shoot the motherfucker in the air.
Market
What do you
Gardener,
mean you
and
ban the
all of
Market
them
Gardener?
ban
Oh, you guys praise these air shots. Just shoot the fucker out of the air. Really? You banned the Market Gardener? Come on. That's a fucking skill issue. Move! Like, that's all you have to do, is move! They banned the base jumper because Soldier is harder to hit even though he's a sitting duck in the air. God forbid they swap to heavy or sniper or anyone using hit scan to counter it. To me, that's a genuine skill issue. If you're banning the Market Gardener, good God.
the disciplinary action.
Yeah, baby.
The Market Gardener
It's the dreaded heavy to mid. Dreaded heavy to mid. You can't get a heavy to mid fast because that's not fun to play against, so we ban anything that can get heavy to mid too fast. No whip. No. We have Sixes players fucking hate the heavy. Do not forget that. They hate heavy and they hate Pyro. This just in. Sixes players hate the fucking heavy. Ban everything that makes him effective because they find him personally annoying. Sixes is the future for TF2. This just in. Sixes is the future for TF2. By the way, 4 out of the 9 classes are never played. It's the future, by the way. Future of this game. Oh, do we have it? This fucking guy's on it. Thank you. Let's see. Bans. Well, there's the update for Battalion's backup now being banned. They don't give the reason. I want to see, like, the the threads talking about this. I'm enjoying this vid. This is fantastic, man. Hello, Ronnie, who's in chat. I'm loving this. You got a good snarky sense of humor working here. It's very entertaining.
Understand. It can be near impossible to get away from a good rocket jumping soldier, but
Soldier coming towards you? What do? Do this. Because they're expecting you to back up, which makes you easier to hit or stand still. Do this. Walk towards them. It fucks them up. Change how you move. Change how you play. I don't want to have to move differently. Moving differently in sixes? God for fucking bid. Ban it. We may lose some of you, but competitive is the future. Thank you, Dane. Thank you, Dane. Competitive is the future. We may lose some of you in the process. CEO of ETF2L here. My key was broke, so that's why we banned it. Thank you for your time. Oh, Lord. Isn't it also recently the fact Sixes isn't banning everything that isn't basically stock or a stock reskin? Huh? Isn't banning... Yeah, so so what's happened in recent years is because competitive TF2 is dying as interest in TF2 is going down, they're having to make more and more concessions to appeal to more people to get them to come play in their leagues. And the best way to do that is to lower the barriers for entry, which is trying to make competitive more like vanilla. Because the biggest deterrent for most people is like, oh, I don't want to have to go play a different game mode that bans all of the weapons that I enjoy, that doesn't really touch the classes that I personally enjoy. So they're having to loosen the restrictions more to get more people coming in, and even that's not saving these competitive leagues. So many of them just don't have that many players, if not any players at all. That's what happens. Isn't that so fascinating? Like, sure, I'm not saying they deserve it, but isn't it so interesting that back in the day, people were singing the praises, Sixes is the future, competitive is the future, it's gonna get people playing the game. Here we are, a decade later, and now these guys are scraping for players. It's just sad, isn't it? It is. It really is. It is somewhat like bittersweet poetic in a way. It is, isn't it?
the disciplinary action, perhaps to prevent early game heavy strats.
Yes, that is the reason. That is basically the only reason why the whip is banned in Sixes, because they despise heavy to mid. Because the soldier can't bomb in because he's gonna get shot by the heavy. It's too much health. We can't kill him. Too much health. They cannot deal with a 450 health slow moving tank on the point because he just becomes too hard to kill. So no heavy to mid.
For the fight, or maybe the speed boost to all players alone makes it bannable. If the other team's soldiers
No, because every class is already insanely mobile. Soldiers rocket jump, Demoman can sticky jump, Scout can just run to the point, Medic can latch on and get Scout's movement speed. The only reason why they ban the whip is specifically because it can get a heavy to mid.
Have it, then your team would be forced to equip it too, or be late to the beginning of each round. Regardless...
No, because everyone gets there faster than the whip anyways.
It's out of there. Speaking of things that should be permanently removed from the game...
Here we go. Here we go.
The Hellspawn class has every primary available across all leagues for Sixes and Highlander. The Backburner, Degussa, Dragon's Fury, Eve...
I'm not surprised, because Pyro, generally, extremely weak in 6v6. He can't keep up, he has no significant ranged primary, so, and the only use he has, mostly across any competitive league, is his ability to either spy check or deny projectile spam. So, yeah. Yeah. Flog, I'm surprised people aren't more sensitive about the flog, but, yeah.
Available across all leagues for Sixes and Highlander. The Backburner...
One person will get really good at using the Dragon's Fury and it will be banned. I don't think that'll be an issue, honestly, because, I mean, you sacrifice what? Scout, which will do more damage consistently. Soldier, who'll do more damage consistently, so...
Degreaser, Dragon's Fury, even the Blessed Phlogisinator is
Interesting.
allowed. That is how powerful Air Blast is. Now we get into some contention.
That was good. That was a good edit.
For high
Here's where the bullshit comes in.
Commander, the Panic Attack, Reserve Shooter, Detonator, Flare Gun, Man Melter, and Thermal Thruster are all allowed.
As they should be. None of these are, like, a big deal at all for Pyro and Highlander. No one uses the jetpack. No one uses the jetpack. It's terrible. Man Melter is as fun as it can be to land a solid crit. It's just raw ass. It sucks. Flare Gun, fun, but not the most effective. Typically, you know, you want something. I mean, Flare Gun's fine, but you usually, it's limited. Detonator, mobility is a given, probably the go-to. Reserve Shooter is just a straight downgrade on Pyro because you have no consistent way to pop anyone in the air. Panic Attack's pretty decent, but yeah.
Leagues ban the Scorch Shot, but only UGC bans the Gas Passer.
They did ban the Scorch Shot. I mean, the Gas Passer is an eyebrow raiser because, like, why would anyone ban the Gas Passer? The Gas Passer is terrible. It is just the worst item in the game. Do they still ban it because you can throw it through thin walls? Is that the reason why? Like, the amount of situations where you can actually exploit that is so small. I can't see it. I can't see any reason. It's just so shit. They don't play Pyro anyway in, like, 6s, but you're the most American looking person ever. How can I make myself look? I have an answer to that question, but I can't do it on stream because people will get very mad. So I was gonna say, how can I make myself look more American? I can't do that. I have ways, but I can't do it. Anyway, anyone banning the Gas Passer is a little silly. A little silly.
The Scorch Shot is an understandable ban. With its
The Scorch Shot is annoying as fuck. It really is, but as soon as you start decreasing the number of players that you're going up against, spamming it and actively hitting someone consistently goes way down. So it's the most annoying with the most amount of players where you can spam it, get damage, and then charge the flog. But with any other flamethrower, I don't know. It's not as useful to me. I could be wrong, but whatever.
knockback, mini crits, and splash damage. It provides.
It does fuck up a heavy though. I will say it does fuck up a heavy, and when you only have one heavy, okay, yeah, maybe I take that back. It really can fuck up people going through a choke. Heavies too. It's pretty fucking annoying. So I can concede doing something about the Scorch Shot.
Most consistent damage of any Pyro secondary. The Gas Passer is a strange ban. True, it can guarantee a whole team grouped around a payload.
Yeah, I can see no one really missing it on a Scorch Shot ban, but
point will be on fire, but it takes a decent amount of damage to charge the thing.
750. Right? Or was it 700? No, yeah, it was 750 damage to charge the Gas Passer. This isn't about competitive. This is just about bad game design. This is just about pure bad game design. The Gas Passer is awful. Like fucking what was the video that Dane put out? This awful this bad weapons bracket, and they came to the conclusion that was it the Bison? Or was it the Pomson? That was the worst one. Someone correct me. It was either the Bison or the Pomson they chose as the worst weapon in the game instead of the Gas Passer. Like, with the Bison, you can still aim your shots and lead your shots well enough to actually do damage. And that's entirely under your control. right? Yeah, the projectile is slow, it's not as good as it used to be, but you still have infinitely more control and can do way more damage than the fucking gas passer. Like, how do you even reach this fucking conclusion that the Bison is somehow worse than the gas passer? You sacrifice a secondary the entire time that a Pyro needs to rely on to do any kind of significant impact. You have to do 750 damage with only your flamethrower and your melee, good fucking luck. And on top of that, once you throw it, you have to rely on your other teammates to damage them to maximize it, because as soon as you damage someone with your flamethrower, guess what happens? The afterburn is now dependent on your flame particle! So you don't even get the full fucking afterburn! It's so fucking bad! And they said the Bison is worse? Do they play this game? They don't. They don't play this game. I'm convinced they don't. How can you say the Bison is worse than the gas passer? Are you lobotomized? I'm convinced that you are.
So there's no risk of spamming it. In 6s, all leagues ban the reserve shooter.
Again, understandable. Rocket jumping.
Course, but for RGL and UGC, that is it. They allow every other Pyro secondary, including the...
That's surprising, because Detonator and Scorch Shot were really ban heavy back in the day. Like, no one allowed Scorch Shot, and even the Detonator, because they were annoyed by the spamability of it. In the game modes where you have a lot of spam from Demo and Soldiers, personally, don't really see why you would ever ban any flare gun, because the amount of damage they do is oftentimes surpassed by literally anybody else. And your team sizes are smaller, so the frequency at which you're actually hitting somebody is lower. Like, Demo spam and Soldier spam is way worse in 6s. Like, whenever you have a fucking stalemate, that's what it is the entire time.
Scorch Shot, which is very left field. Only T2FL bans the Detonator, Gas Passer, and Scorch Shot.
How can you ban the Detonator? How is there any justification for banning the Detonator? Seriously. How do you have any justification for banning the fucking Detonator? Riddle me this. Is it because it can destroy stickies? Is that the reason why? What do you mean AoE spam? Soldier and Demoman exist. It can't be AoE spam. Pyro to mid. There's no way. Their logic is that it can hurt players around walls. There's no way that's actually the reason. Because if that's their logic, what are Soldier and Demoman doing there? There's no way. I don't believe you. Here we go. We have a forum here. Let's see what this is about. They're both really bad for the game, the Detonator probably being a bit worse. It's just better spam that takes no skill with no real way to punish it. It's the fucking Detonator! Oh my god! You bitch about Detonator spam and not like rocket spam and sticky and pipe spam? Really? It's a single shot weapon! It's a single shot weapon! And you're bitching about this that it does less damage than the stock fucking flare gun! And you have to time the explosion on the fucking Detonator! Really? Can Detonator jump, can clean the stickies, long distance DPS. It's such a pitifully weak weapon at distance. Really? Oh, that Pyro can jump. And what? Burn you? You don't play Pyro fucking anyway. It's the fucking Detonator jump, run away. Meanwhile, here comes Soldier flying across the goddamn map. Seriously? Demoman coming across the goddamn map? Like, They just find Pyro annoying. That's why they ban these things. There's no actual legitimate logical reason for banning the fucking Detonator anywhere. Cool, weapons that would make Pyro more viable? Ban it. Well, that's the reason why they don't play Pyro or Heavy, because they find them annoying. Do not take ETF2L seriously. I'm not. That's why we're laughing at them. That's why we are laughing at them now. Also, why ban the fucking gas passer? It's useless. And I know the scored shot can clear stickies, but like, I don't know, man. If your traps are visible, that's your fault. Come on.
Banning the detonator isn't
It's not like it's gonna shut down spam. The air blast does that.
interesting choice. Maybe the extra mobility from the explosive jumps it does, or precise timings with a detonation lead to it being too powerful.
What do you mean? It's easier just to spam the scored shot and get the same result, if not more damage.
Whatever the reason, the Six's Pyro is mostly reduced to the flare gun,
What do you? If they ban everything that's bugged, there'd be a lot more bans.
shotgun, or thermal thruster. I mean, there's the man melter too, but unless the other team is also
bad.
running Pyro, it's just straight downgrade.
Yeah, it's bad.
Finally, Pyro's melee weapons. It's everything. Highlander and Sixes, we got it all leagues. The Extinguisher, Backscratcher, Homewrecker, Hot Hand, Neon Annihilator, Power Jack, Third Degree, and Sharpened Volcano Fragment. I would have expected them
Yeah.
to ban the Third Degree being a straight upgrade, but
No, because it's not that big of a deal, because the other team would have to be so bad as to let the enemy Pyro even get that close to a valuable target. And that would also mean the Pyro on Highlander would have to leave his medic and leave him defenseless to a spy in order to go do that. So naturally, it's just never going to go used, so not a big deal. And then in Sixes, they don't play Pyro anyway, so what does this fucking melee matter?
let's be honest, a Pyro's gonna be running.
Also, they don't have
Homewrecker.
random crits. Exactly. I mean, and the Third Degree is entirely dependent on random crits, which is why random crits are good. That's why they belong in the game. Dane gaslighting everyone and thinking crits need to be removed. One of the worst crimes that this sphere has ever experienced.
Or Power Jack in Highlander, and the Power Jack in Sixes. The decreased medic healing destroys the Back Scratcher competitively, and the rest
Yeah,
are just
there's just-
situational.
The
crap.
back scratcher is just really bad. You're only, like, if you... There's no benefit to using the back scratcher except in medieval mode, and if you don't have a medic or an engineer on your team, which is practically never. So...
Moving right along to the Tartan Terror. Only one demo primary is banned in Highlander and Sixes. The Wee Booties, Base Jumper, Iron Bomber, and Loose Cannon are all allowed, but in Highlander, RGL and ET2FL, and in Sixes just ET2FL, they all banned the lock and load.
You can twist my arm and say that the engineer gets too heavily punished in Highlander having to deal with the lock and load, but then they don't ban the direct hit. And also, Iron Bomber or Stock are just direct upgrades most of the time anyways, and are infinitely more detrimental to a sentry nest. So, okay. But in ever banning the lock and load in 6v6, why? The only reason, and I saw this one, is because one guy got too good with the fucking lock and load. And that's why they banned it. That is a confirmed fact. Only one guy got really good with the lock and load, and they fucking banned it in ETF2L. Because medics could no longer stand in specific spots. They had to move a little bit. Or people in general couldn't stand in specific spots. Specific spots. They had to move a little bit. Just a little. Just a little. The direct downgrade from Stock in most situations suddenly became too good because one guy, you know, knew how to aim. Oh my god. That's so fucking funny, man.
But why?
Yeah,
I mean, it used to
why?
be the demo's direct hit, but they nerfed it into the ground. There's no rollers, a smaller clip. It just makes it a direct downgrade against other players.
Except
compared to the
engineers, but
regular
that's kind of the
grenade
only
launcher.
reason I can think
Assuming
of.
competitive players can hit the majority of their shots, what's the problem?
And like, I could have done, the only upside to the lock and load is the extended range, which is good, and then you can 2-tap any building. But you can already 2-tap any building that isn't a level 3. Ah.
The only thing it's good for is destroying buildings, but so is a soldier's direct hit, and that is whitelisted across all leagues. I mean, how many NGs complain to see this change made? And why the hell?
I would like to see that too, personally. Did anyone actually praise this change? Like engineer mains who play Highlander, did this affect you at all? There's at least one here. There's at least one Highlander engineer main watching this right now. Did this impact you at all? The one guy who plays engineer in Highlander. Tell me right now. Was this a good change for you? Did it make a fucking difference? Yeah, it's the only reason. The only reason is because you can hit people across the map with it. And not even across the map. The range isn't that larger. The range is not that much bigger. Again, like 1 or 2 guys got too good with it and they fucking banned it.
Is it banned in 6s? There aren't any NGs. Unless you're really suffering on your last point. You
only banned in the 6s league because one guy got too good. Just one dude.
Don't see a single sentry.
Competitive 6s is the future. Listen, we need to listen to competitive players in order to balance this game. You don't understand that. Competitive players know exactly what needs to be done for Team Fortress 2. We have to listen to them. Fly them over to Valve right now. Fly them over. Get them to balance this game right now. They know exactly what needs to be done. They know. Clearly they know what's good and what's good and appropriate for vanilla TF2. Fly them over right now. They're the future. It's simple trickle-down. It is simple trickle-down balancing. Thank you, God. How could I forget? It is simple trickle-down balancing. This one guy got really good with it in a competitive league. Shit, that's indicative that the weapon's just too good in vanilla. I think Valve needs to nerf it again. That's just trickle-down balancing, guys. Wake up, people! Wake up! That's what we need right now. That's what the game always needed. Gap status, bridged. 6s alive. 6 is the future. We beat Overwatch. Well, technically we did, but not because competitive leagues got big, but because Blizzard fucked themselves 6 ways to Sunday. So.
Is it the faster projectile speed? I mean, come on, Europe, get your act together. It's all allowed, baby. Demo best class, yeah! Highlander, it's all there. The charge and charge, splendid.
Didn't they ban the Quickie Bomb launcher for a while?
Scottish resistance and the Quickie Bomb launcher. The Scottish train has no brakes. And it's the same for 6s too. We love.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they ban the Quickie Bomb launcher for a while? Aside from when it first came out. Ah, fuck my fucking. Oh, my browser crashes. Why? Was it in 6s? Was it? No, yeah, these competitive players hate the lock and load because it has longer range with lower DPS and lower splash damage. Yes. Yeah, I could have sworn it was banned. But now apparently it's on. I don't. Is the Quickie Bomb launcher unbanned? Oh, he might have a correction. Hold on.
The Demoman.
Wait for it.
What now, Europe?
Oh.
You're banning the Quickie Bomb launcher. UGC and RGL put up with it. Have you considered simply getting good with the weapon if it's so powerful? Honestly, I don't see.
Yeah. That just sums it up, really. That sums it up. You got me. It's just so fucking stupid. Like, you can twist my arm a little bit. The only reason I can see is, oh, it destroys other Demoman stickies, and since the charge is faster and the base damage goes up by, what, 20% on a full charge? Technically, you can set up a stronger trap, or if you, like, bomb in, you can one-tap a medic, I guess. But only if you're, like, huffing his farts and perfectly land your jump. I don't see any reason that it would outperform the stock sticky bomb launcher in any competitive league. It's just weird. Quickie ban was because you can snipe with it. IDK were only 6s. That what do you mean sniping with the fucking quickie? You have 4 shots, man.
Playing against the Quickie Bomb launcher as any worse than the regular Sticky Bomb. Frankly, I think the arming time should be increased for the stock launcher, so you have to use it more strategically, but the good news is that European players of both opinions have a space. If you like the item, go into UGC 6s. If you don't, go into ET2FL. Alright,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check the ET2FL 6s whitelist before I start celebrating this. Alright.
This is good edits.
It's all allowed, baby.
Here we
Demo
go.
is
This
back.
time it's
Demonite is
verified.
competitively
This time
viable.
verified.
Highlander and Sixes, every league in harmony, every demo melee is acceptable. The Hafsatoichi, the Pain Train, Cladamois.
Because Demo Knight is useless in competitive play. Demo Knight is only useful against terrible players or people who are not paying attention. That's the only reason why none of the swords are fucking banned. And also no random crits for the Skull Cutter.
Highlander, Persian Persuader, Scotsman Skullcutter, and the Ulapul Caver. We got them all. Go have fun.
Rest in peace, Caber. Rest in peace. So needlessly heavily nerfed into the floor where now no one wants to fucking use it. Now no one wants to fuck. Oh, don't disrespect Shoreline. Who fucking cares? One guy gets good at Demo Knight, barely. Come on. Like, at the highest levels of competitive play, come on. Demo Knight? Seriously? Fucking laughable. Come on, man. Like, I'm not a fucking pro player to, like, look at that and get a little bit of a chuckle going. Oh, Lord. What's this? Oh, I'm getting some information live right here off to the side of my desk. Behold the Quickie Flame War. I take the removal of, we have a flame war about the removal of the Quickie Bomb launcher some years ago. Season 39, 2021, where they removed the Quickie Bomb launcher. Take it personal, no more quickies, no more offside. Why do people want the downgrade weapon removed and not the straight upgrade weapon? Yeah. No quickies bring back one's Badland last. Babies are banned, what did I do? No, people are fucking just pissed. Oh my god. So 55 points. So like, mind you, people like vote as to whether or not shit should be banned. 51% of voters voted yes to remove Quickie Bomb Launcher, which, reminder, 44.9% voted no. Just silly. Demo Knight's the future of competitive scene for TF2. Listen, I think the entire game just needs to be balanced around Demo Knight, so hence we just need to nerf Pyro's Air Blast really hard. Or just give Demo Knight like full knockback and vulnerability, and that's it. Just buff the fuck. We need 10 classes, guys. That's really what we need is 10 classes.
Crazy man.
Now we're on to Heavy.
Break out the good vodka, boys. Heavy gets all his primaries in Highlander in all leagues. I'm talking Brass Beast, Hualong Heater, Natasha, and the Tomislav. The sixes are consistent too. I'm
kind of surprised the Natasha is allowed. I understand that like the damage is pure ass, and all you have to do is strafe in order to negate the downside. But like it's just fucky enough that I'm kind of surprised they don't ban it in Highlander. Then again, you're using Tommy or stock in Highlander. I mean, that's just the go-to, right? So you're doing yourself a disservice by using anything other than Tommy or stock. So that makes sense. But yeah, it's not super useful in Highlander. That it makes sense. But to me, it's like just annoying enough where they wouldn't bother. So yeah.
3 leagues banned Sweet Natasha.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anything that impacts their mobility is going to get banned instantly. So that makes sense. And then you just don't move fast enough with the Brass Beast. The Hualong Heater is a direct downgrade because you're not playing against a team with Pyros and no one gets close enough for you. No one gets close enough to you so you can set them on fire, so it's just a direct downgrade damage-wise. You're basically using Tommy or stock on Heavy when defending last point, otherwise Heavy is never played. Ever.
Down effect has been a bit wonky for a while, and what with jumping soldiers and speedy scouts, boy do they hate it. But that's the only ban they make.
Yeah, the Sandman's allowed. I mean, it's not really comparable because this is a hit scan weapon where on hit it slows you down, so it's, you know, infinite range and more annoying than a ball. So
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. Not that anyone would use anything but the sandwich, but at least the options are available to you. In Highlander, all leagues, all available. The Panic Attack,
Yeah.
Delocus Bar, Family
And
Business,
you're using sandwich, so-
Second Banana,
Yeah.
and Buffalo Steak. And six is
just in general with heavy play, if you're wanting to win at all, you're doing yourself a disservice by using anything other than the second banana or the sandwich. Sandwich being the best, second banana being the second best. So, yeah.
Same, all leagues, all available. Go crazy, heavy mains. Ro-do-do-do-do, ro-do-do, come sing this me. This
No one
hasn't
touches
always
heavy.
been
I mean, I guess I can raise an eyebrow a little bit. Like, why don't they didn't ban the buffalo steak? You know, because it makes heavy move faster, but the damage vulnerability you take, you know, makes heavy easier to kill, which is what they want. So I can see why they wouldn't ban it.
In the case, however, both ET2FL and UGT6s used to ban the buffalo steak sandwich. The reason it was banned is not because melee heavy was dominating the meta, but granting a 30% speed boost for 16 seconds can get a heavy to the mid-fight much sooner.
Yep.
Making
And by the time you get there, the effect's already halfway worn off, and yeah.
starting every round as a
It used to
heavy,
be banned.
then switching off after you die, a legitimate strategy.
But the thing is, now they're having to make more concessions and unbanning more shit that people aren't going to use anyways in order to get more people roped in, but, like, it's not going to work.
And it heals your teammates as much as the sandwich, so there's no downside there. In Highlander, across all leagues, Heavy has full access to his arsenal of arm extensions. The Eviction Notice, Fists of Steel, Gloves of Running Urgently.
I think, next to the base jumper, one of the least justified nerfs was to the Eviction Notice. That weapon did not need to be touched. At all. Why the fuck did they nerf the Eviction Notice? It was pitifully weak, and it was fun. And they just turned it into a diet Gru, which they just made a shitty weapon.
Holiday Punch, Killing Gloves of Boxing.
Oh my god. And oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then, after the steak got unbanned, what do we see? Steak sandwich for heavy to mid is not fun. Like, people bitched about the fucking steak getting unbanned when they unbanned it. Just, listen, we need to, again, we have to balance the entire game around competitive players. We have to balance the game around, listen, we need to nerf heavy more. We need to nerf heavy more. He's too hard to kill. He's just too hard to kill, guys. His secondaries get him to mid too quick. We just have to nerf the heavy some more. You don't get it. We have to nerf him again.
And a warrior's spirit. However, if you're using anything but the Fists of Steel or Gloves of Running urgently,
if you're using anything else in Highlander, you're fucking yourself. It's like, why wouldn't you have 500 health instantly or move faster? Sure. Despite the changes to the Gru, in my humble opinion, being raw ass and terrible and bonkers terrible game design, the fucking health drain on these things is cancer. The old version was fine. I will forever stand by that. I don't give a shit what y'all say. I hate the new Gru and I never use it. But in Highlander, yeah, move faster. Duh.
You're a few sandwiches short of a Hoovy picnic. Sixes only has one ban, and it is consistent across the 3 leagues. The Fists of Steel.
It just makes heavy harder to kill at a mid-fight. Because if a heavy gets to mid fast and denies their initial push-in, he gets to get out from the fucking mid-fight because he can have 500 health by just changing to his melee. And he lives. So they don't let him have it. And they unban the Gru because got nerfed into the floor. Heavies show up to mid with 100 health. Not a big deal. They can actually kill him now, and they still don't play heavy. They still don't play heavy. Because into their eyes, he's still annoying to fight. All about the mid-fight. No heavy, no fun for heavy. Nerf everything that makes him move fast. Can't have it, can't have it. Can't have his heavy getting to mid too fast. He's just too strong. The Russian man, we listen, we love Russia, we have Russia hoax. We're very strong ties with the Russians. But there's one thing we can't tolerate, it's a fast-moving Russian. Just simply too much power at the mid-fight. It's what I say, it's mid-fight man, can't have it, just too strong. Gotta ban it right now.
They turn the already tanky heavy tankier, and Sixers players don't like wasting their bullets on sponges. They'd rather solve practical problems.
You're out of touch.
Am I gonna get copyrighted? Probably.
With the least
Nope,
weapon
too
choice
short.
in the game, we'll keep this short and sweet. In Highlander, the engineer has his full arsenal available. The Panic Attack, Frontier Justice,
There's
Thompson 6000,
no reason to
Rescue
ban
Ranger,
any of
and
these things.
Widowmaker. But
Not in Highlander anyway.
Sixes, the Rescue Ranger is banned, except for...
I don't even know what the fucking meta is for engineer in Highlander. Like, what is the go-to primary? Is it the Rescue Ranger? I would suspect it's the Rescue Ranger and maybe the Frontier Justice. But like, what's the go-to for engineer in Highlander? Like, what's the go-to primary? People who are more knowledgeable about this than me. Okay, so say payload, right? So like, what's the go-to for payload? I would imagine the Rescue Ranger. I'm talking like primary. Like, what's the go-to primary weapon? Payload, Rescue Ranger, King of the Hill stock? Frontier Justice, and maybe Frontier Justice too, but that's assuming players are dumb enough to get killed by your sentry. Rescue for defense, stock for offense. Whatever Dane says to use. Stock shotgun, you only use Rescue Ranger on payload defense? Okay. That, to me, that makes logical sense. Because, like, why would you ever use the Widowmaker? Ever. Thompson, no, there's no explanation needed. Panic Attack, it's serviceable, I guess. And I can see getting lucky with a Frontier Justice crit or two, but, like, the reliability of stupid players getting killed by your gun goes way down in any competent competitive mode. So, yeah.
UGC. The engineer has a far more critical role in...
I don't see why they'd ban the Rescue Ranger at all in Sixes when it's just so easy to focus down an engineer. I don't know, man. Like, it's only like at only engineers only played at last, like at last fights, right? I don't know, man. Fuck, I'm late anyways. Gotta ban anything that hinders in the slightest our beloved Soldier, Scout, Demo, or Medic meta. Yes, indeed. Also, reminder, Frontier Justice also gets crit. Oh, right, I forgot. Frontier Justice does get crits from assists, but, again, relies on players walking into your sentry gun. I'd imagine the frequency at which that happens is not that often in Highlander.
In Highlander, as the play when you need total defense, the sentry gun is an uber sink. Having an NG be able to sit and spawn and keep the gun alive indefinitely while the enemy wastes their uber on it, it could cause some boring stalemate, so better...
Does it really? I don't know, man.
To ban the weapon. At least that was the philosophy last season, but now UGC have unbanned it, so keep an eye out.
I guess I can see it a little bit, maybe.
For those long defenses. Yeah. There are only two alternatives for NG's secondary. Both Highlander and Sixes ban the short circuit due
Unsurprising.
to its spam potential.
I mean, unsurprising. The weapon that disables 2 out of the 9 classes is banned in competitive play. Shocker. Just terrible weapon design. Should have never been put in the fucking game. God. Seriously, I personally, I really don't understand how anyone defends the short circuit. I really don't. I don't fucking get it. It's just one of the most poorly designed weapons in this game. Just being able to, on a whim, disable the primary and, in some cases, the secondary damage-dealing capabilities of 2 classes is fucking stupid. It's awful. It's just such awful game design. It doesn't matter how much metal it uses. It's fucking terrible game design. Hate it. Hate it.
to prevent those.
It's why I ban it on my servers. Like, this is the one that I unanimously agree upon with any competitive league. This weapon should just be removed from the game. That's why I remove it on my servers, because it's terrible weapon design, terrible game design in general. It's fine to play against? That tells me you don't play Soldier or Demoman. The most frustrating fucking thing is doing a shot, doing everything right, and the other player just goes, ha, no. And then you die. The worst fucking weapon design ever. Engineer's caught out. You're about to fucking kill him. Sorry, he has this fucking short circuit. Denies your shots, and then you just fucking die to someone else that comes around. I fucking hate that. Oh, just use shotgun. What if I'm using a banner? What if I'm using gunboats? It's like, dude, come on now. There's no justifying it. But Pyro can do the same thing. Infinitely more timing is required. It's not a massive, slow-moving AoE projectile that consumes everything in the area. Awful. Awful weapon design. Terrible.
Again.
Also, Air Blast is more limited range.
But Highlander allows the Wrangler, while Sixes bans it. Now, I think
yeah,
for the same reason as the rest.
You kind of need it, honestly. Like, if for Engineer to have more punch, you need the Wrangler. Hence Highlander, it's fine.
Ranger. NG has a more important role in Highlander, and the Wrangler can be used skillfully to shoot far-off targets, like that ever-looming sniper, or to keep
and spies exist that can shut it down. There's a lot more counters to it in Highlander, so I understand why keeping it in.
Sixes hate keeping the gun alive, so...
Yep, so it's banned.
Way it goes. Any six.
It sounded like a broken record. Where do you think we're at with the whole quick play thing? Do most player base want it? Does Valve know we want it? Odds of it actually happening? I think most players at this stage understand that at some level, casual mode is fucking awful. Like, I'll just run a poll right now. I know my own audience is biased, but like, I'll ask this question: Is casual mode 100% okay with no changes needed? Let's just put that out there, right? The overwhelming majority of players can concede that casual mode needs some kind of change. Its current functionality, overwhelmingly, in the eyes of many players, needs some kind of adjustment, because it is just fucking awful, right? That's the consensus right now. The problem we face is that we've had a bunch of people come in and go like, oh, well, maybe only pieces of quick play are good, and some things about casual mode are fine, what have you. Like, no one's really come forth and, like, laid out everything wrong and what needs to be done, which is what I'm trying to do in my video. And so, like, people are kind of scattered. People are kind of scattered, so, like, okay, what do we need to ask for? Like, what? And also, we have the problem where half the fucking player base didn't experience quick play, let alone know what it is. So, yeah. Doesn't matter because Valve don't care, will only do anything when there's an actual problem like queue times from map load, expecting anything else is silly. I disagree, because Valve didn't have to unmute free-to-plays. Valve was perfectly content on letting bots run rampant for 8 fucking years. They were just going to keep doing that. The only time they did something is when we bitched about it. When we made enough noise to make them publicly look bad, then Valve did something. They didn't have to make those changes. They were just going to leave the game the way it was. So we clearly have influence over their decision-making, and so just to hand wave it away, it's like, oh, Valve's not going to do anything. Obviously not true. We have control over their decision-making, we just have to make enough noise. Because if there's one thing that Valve absolutely despises, it's bad press. Because bad press means bad sales. And Valve, over the years, has masterfully crafted a gleaming facade through very intentional interactions with press, very deliberate decision-making to make themselves look as good as possible in the public eye. When, in reality, they're not that much better than your normal AAA developer. And so when Valve gets bad press, they do something about it. Yeah, despite their abhorrent work ethics, absolutely. I feel like I get hated on because I wasn't one of the veterans that started playing long ago, pushes me to not interact with the community at large. TF2 has always been very cliquey. TF2's always been very cliquey. It's always been very fractionated between YouTuber circles, between different types of gameplay circles, competitive versus vanilla versus fucking Saxnail, what have you. Like, it very rarely does the TF2 sphere come under one unifying banner to kind of band behind something or agree upon something. But as I think it's obvious, we all kind of come under the banner of casual mode fucking blows and needs some kind of change. I think the overwhelming majority of players can concede at least that much. So, and I understand not wanting to interact with people. I totally get that, because I mean, TF2, no matter where you go, is full of shits, but that's no exception for TF2. That's anywhere you go on the internet. So, yeah. Yeah. Far easier to kick a bad PR over something like bots or muted free-to-plays as opposed to quick play discourse. I disagree completely. Because here's the thing, man. What we're dealing with right now is... What's the word I'm looking for? It's an adjective to attach to complacency. It's like learned complacency. That we've only very recently started getting over once we realized, hey, we can deal with bots. Hey, we can deal with unmuting free-to-plays just by talking about it. That's the problem, right? Like, our only problem right now is ourselves. Because TF2 players have become so complacent with how the game has been treated that we've, like, fear-mongered ourselves into thinking that if we ask for anything, it's not going to do anything, or it's going to piss off Valve and they're going to shut down the servers or something, which they're not going to do. Right? Like, we've convinced ourselves, with no evidence whatsoever, that Valve is just going to do nothing. When we've disproven our own fears time and time again by bitching about bots, bitching about bad hats, bitching about unmuting free-to-plays. All of these things clearly contradict that. We are our own worst enemy. And Valve will care if we make enough noise. So, there you go. Let's continue.
His NG secondary is required to be a pistol. Engineer essentially has two wrenches, the gunslinger and stock, and for this reason they are all allowed in all leagues for Highlander and Six's total availability.
Jag.
Eureka Effect, Gunslinger,
It's Jag.
and Southern Hospitality.
Jag.
Most engineers on offense use the Gunslinger, and most Six's NGs use the Jag, as the decreased damage to sappers doesn't matter, and it gets the gun up
Jag is just basically a direct upgrade most of the time, so... yeah.
faster to be ready for that push. Now the class everyone loves.
TF2 community complaining about Valve never communicating while also never expressing themselves beyond posting memes. That is, I want to frame that so fucking much. Please, I want to frame that. I want to print that. I want to put it in a fucking picture frame. I want to put it on my fucking fridge. God, that is so true. People bitching that Valve never communicates when people never complain enough or make enough noise to get Valve's fucking attention. It's happened a few times in the past, but not to like a significant enough degree to where they can't fucking ignore it. Because we're too busy posting fucking memes and jokes and shit like that. But if we dare complain about the state of the video game...
do that. You can't do that. What do you mean? What do you mean you're upset about something? Well, you're just entitled. You're just complaining for the sake of complaining. You're just looking for something to be mad about. There's nothing wrong with TF2. There is no war in Bossing. There's nothing here. No, nothing wrong at all.
I want to fucking print that and frame that.
to see but hates to play.
The healing is not as rewarding as the hurting.
Medic's primaries are easy. All leagues, Highlander and Sixes agree that they are all allowed. The blue
because crossbow is king, that's it. That's the only reason. Crossbow is just the best option for medic through and through, therefore the syringe guns never go used. Sixes is basically built around the fucking crossbow now. And then if you're using anything else in Highlander, you're doing yourself a disservice. So it's all crossbow. Crossbow sweep.
But any medicine man worth his salsa will be using the crossbow.
My leg!
If your medic is using the Blutsauger, that is a defense mechanism, and you need to protect them better.
And they're just nerfing their self-heal, which makes them more vulnerable, and they would never run it.
In Highlander, all mediguns are allowed. Kritzkrieg, Quick Fix, and Vaccinator. But in Sixes, the only...
I am surprised that the Vaccinator is allowed in Highlander. I did not know that. I'm genuinely shocked the Vaccinator is allowed. I would think it would be banned. Because in the right hands, the fucking Vaccinator is cancer. I suppose in more coordinated play, it's not too bad. But in your normal game of vanilla TF2, where people are not as coordinated, it's raw cancer. I am honestly shocked the Vaccinator is allowed. That's a very good point. Highlander has comms. A Vaccinator's main weakness is comms. That is a very good point. Very, very good point.
Alternative to stock allowed is the Kritzkrieg. Except for UGC, who also allow the Quick Fix.
They unbanned the Quick Fix? For a Sixes League? What? That's even more surprising. They fucking hate the Quick Fix. And they unbanned it in one of the leagues? Since when? Like, Quick Fix was normally banned across all Sixes leagues because, like, the Quick Fix is effectively a direct upgrade in many situations up next to stock in Sixes. Because the Ubers build way faster, you don't have high enough damage output to counter it, and it drives more stalemates. UGC is dead, right? They are dead, they're desperate for players, and so they're so desperate they're gonna unban one of the most universally despised mediguns and weapons in general for 6v6. That is very sad. That, like, you know things are bad when they're having to unban the fucking Quick Fix. No, yeah, I mean, and the ability to completely offset a push by flash healing everybody is extremely strong. Yes. Pair that with the crossbow. Yeah.
The Vaccinator ban makes
Found out UGC hasn't done competitive TF2 in a long time after I posted the video. Yeah.
sense due to
Still, that was valuable to put in there because it showed how desperate they got that they decided to unban it before they died out.
the lack of fire damage.
Because that is like sacrilege for Sixes, is to have the fucking Quick Fix available.
When you're only fighting against soldiers, scouts, and demos, a good medic could have bullet or explosive resistance ready on a dime. And make the fight very...
You can just... Because, correct me if I'm wrong, can't you set each of the 3 resistances to a separate keybind? I think you can do that with a config. And so if you're only ever having to deal with bullet or blast damage, you just have 2 extra buttons, like at the top of your key. You set like 4 and 5 to bullet and blast, and then you're golden. Or like if you have extra buttons on your mouse, you can set them as hotkeys. Why don't competitive matches just use all stock across all classes instead of using unlockables? Genuine question. They adapted as the game adapted. It's the only reason I can provide. And in some cases, some stock counterparts were abandoned in favor of different unlockables. I mean, for years, the Iron Bomber was the go-to because, you know, it was like the direct upgrade for them. The crossbow quickly replaced the damn syringe guns because it's just too good. You know what I mean? Just adapting the game and adapting to whatever they find fun.
one-sided.
Gunboats, also big example. Massive one. Gunboats.
The Quick Fix would lead to medics jumping around with their pockets and just heals and builds Uber too quickly. But not for UGC, apparently. They're
dead.
Gotta be different this season. You rarely see the Quick Fix or Vaccinator used in Highlander. Maybe the Quick Fix on exception when you just need some fast heals to prevent a roll. But the Vaccinator gets shut down fast by even basic communication.
Also, Pyro stuffs Vaccinator pretty strongly because it has like the reduction of resistances and healing, so that helps.
All allowed, yeah! The Amputator, Solemn Vow, Vitasaur, and Ubersaur. You see the Ubersaur most, of course.
It's interesting because the Solemn Vow was banned for years because it was a direct upgrade that let players see each other's health. That's the reason, right? If memory serves. Ubersaw is just the go-to, really. And then Vitasaw used to be banned.
At higher levels of
Isn't it?
sixes,
I think it's still banned though, isn't it?
you get the solemn vow more often. Having the spy's Shinigami eyes can be really helpful when communicating to your teammates on who to target,
Is
how
the solemn vow the meta now? Really?
low the enemy medic is, and crucially, what their Uber charge is.
Yeah, you can see it.
It's been banned in the past due to being a straight upgrade, but the gunmetal update added an attack.
See, I still find that interesting because, like, the attack speed nerf really doesn't change anything because the frequency at which a medic is using his Uber to deal damage is so low in sixes that the 10% slower firing speed might as well not be there. And I know basic info is huge in sixes. I know that exactly, right? I know that for a fact. But then unbanning it, it's like, why was it ever banned if, like, the 10% slower firing speed was enough?
Speed nerf, and it regained its place in competitive. Now for
No, yeah, the Val, yeah, it's not useful in Highlander because Spy sees enemies' health, yes.
Oh,
Oh, that is actually you. What the fuck, dude?
oh hey dad, what? No, I'm not a VTuber, Dad. I'm in a SpongeBob morph suit. Well, the difference being is I don't get paid for my mental sickness.
I don't know, I'll sub to you now. You deserve more. You deserve more, I think. You deserve some
Sniper is an
payment for this.
interesting case, but most
This
of the
video of yours is doing pretty well, man.
answer for obvious reasons. The leagues all agree for his primaries. The Bizarre Bargain Classic,
Good
Hitman,
segue,
Peacemaker,
too.
and Huntsman are allowed in both Highlander and Sixes. The Machina is banned in both modes, but Highlander
Yeah.
allows the Sydney
The Machina I
Sleeper.
can understand because snipers are really only ever pressured by Spy and the other sniper. And getting to a full charge and killing multiple people at the same time, yeah.
While Sixes bans it, apart from the God.
Why? Why? Why do they ban the Sydney Sleeper? It's so shit. Like, for me, it's fun to use, but it, like, compared to anything that actually deals headshot damage, really? That's a strange one. Unbanning of the Solemn Vow. '2020 is when they unbanned it. Interesting. Equip rates largely unchanged. Doesn't fundamentally change anything, just gives you free info otherwise you wouldn't have. I guess it helps focus calls a little bit and scrappy team fights. More fun than Ubersaw. Well, I mean, that's it right there. More fun than the Ubersaw. Like, if you need a reason for why most things are banned or not banned, this is the reason right here. It's because they find it more fun. That's all there is to it. Like 99% of balanced discussions in competitive modes boil down to this. Whether or not it's more fun. That's it.
Damn UGC. The Machina you can understand. Not being able to do 50 damage hipfire is barely a nerf compared to 173 damage body shots, let alone the headshots and piercing. I mean, it's just too powerful in the wrong hands, and those other hands...
In the vanilla game, not so
sniper
much,
mains.
but
the Sydney
competitive play, it's
Sleeper is
organized,
banned
yeah.
in RGL and ET2FL6s because with less players, focusing one person is just so much stronger. And
But then if you just fucking hit the headshot, they would be dead. So, like, I don't know. That's a weird one to me.
mini crits on someone from across the map without requiring the accuracy of a headshot, you can see why
But
they
it
don't
still
like
requires the follow-up of your team to finish them off. And if it's a quick body shot, then the Girardi doesn't last that long? I don't know. It's like you're having to sacrifice too much by running a sniper anyway. And then if you're gonna run sniper, wouldn't it be... It's infinitely more valuable just to go for a pick on the medic. But then in the Sydney Sleeper is, like, useless in that regard. Unless you're like, okay, I Girardi the medic for, like... But if you charge up a full body shot, he's gonna fucking die. I don't know, man.
Sniper's secondary equip contains a ban for Highlander.
I guess if you land the body shot because it has the faster charge rate, I guess that's the reason, right? Is that it? Because you can charge a body shot faster and kill the medic without having to get a headshot, I suppose. Is that the reason?
But you don't
That's
see
it, then okay, I understand it.
in sixes that really highlights the difference in the modes. For sixes, you have the availability of the Cleaner's Carbine,
Which
Cozy
is
Camper,
useless.
Darwin's Danger Shield, and Razorback. Only the Girati is banned.
Yeah, I am.
Girati is also
Yeah, Girati makes sense why it's banned in sixes. I mean, Spies never run, Pyros never run, makes sense. The frequency at which this is going to come into play at all, not that big of a deal. And then the Carbine's useless. So,
banned in every league of Highlander. It goes back to that degenerate playstyle philosophy.
Why don't
Snipers
I get
running
good
back
at the game instead of this? Because playing video games is not my job.
to spawn to recharge and coating the enemy in a constant supply of plus 35% damage taken. The difference for Highlander is that ET2FL and RGL ban the Darwin's Danger Shield,
Good.
but UGC does not. And I gotta say, I agree.
DDS sucks. I fucking hate DDS. DDS is terrible. DDS is bad weapon design. Razorback is terrible weapon design. I fucking hate these things with a burning passion. It is so infuriating. Fucking hate the Razorback because, sorry, fuck you, Spy. Your primary mechanic is just disabled. So now you have to sacrifice your disguise, use your gun, reveal your position with your fucking revolver, and you may not even get to kill the motherfucker because he'll just turn around and one-tap you or throw Girati on you. Or sorry, no, he doesn't have Girati, but he'll just turn around and fucking kill you with a random crit anyway. So that's bullshit. Darwin's Danger Shield is even more bullshit because it just doubles his health against Pyros and removes Afterburn. So if a Pyro manages to flank all the way around and gets close to a sniper, he has 250 health against his weapons unless he's using a shotgun. So what does the sniper have to do? Random crit, and he wins. Fucking hate these things. Just remove them from the game.
With the ban. Sniper is a death machine in Highlander, and one of Pyro's only...
Yeah, the entirety of Highlander is played around the existence of Sniper. Sniper kills the other sniper, which allows the team to push in. That's how Highlander plays 90% of the time.
Utilities not obsessing over spies is setting the sniper on fire to prevent them from shooting.
Yes.
The Danger Shield negates this completely. I don't know who in UGC looked at Sniper and thought, yeah,
That Pyro loadout's
this
awful.
needs a buff. But the Girati and Danger Shield bans both...
Why bother playing the game if you play on N64 graphics? Because they're not playing the game for how it looks.
seem very reasonable to me.
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
That's not a knife, that's a spoon.
The Bushwhacker, Shahashnashna,
Shahansha.
and Tribalman shit.
How come no one can say Shahansha? It's not that hard to say. Shahansha. Shahansha. Say it with me, class. Shahansha. Come on. It's Shahansha.
If everything is legal across all leagues for Highlander and Sixes, though you'd be crazy to use the Bushwhacker without Girati, my money would be on the Tribalmans to get that bleed on spies, or Shahansha is also viable, since at close range sniper is probably...
What sniper melees do they use in Highlander? I'd imagine it's mostly stock, and I guess Travelman Shiv for the reason he said. Being able to get bleed on spies, I suppose. I would imagine it's mostly stock. It's like people trying to pronounce... I don't know how to pronounce that one. Pyro? Is that how you say it? Yeah, the 50% damage reduction on the Shahansha is pretty bad. It's more of a fun... you say it how are you? Is that how you say it? I don't know, but Shahansha. But no, yeah, I'd imagine Tribalman Shiv is the go-to for like exposing spies or just stock. I would assume. Either way.
low health sniper. Finally, our saucy saboteur.
Idiot! Come stand on the point. What the?
Spy has one.
That video is brutal. That shows you how dangerous high-pressure situations can be. When a crab gets sucked through a crack that's no wider than a fucking quarter. Poor crab. Poor guy.
ban from his items, consistent across almost all leagues and modes. It's not the Ambassador, it's not the Enforcer, it's not L'Étrange, it's the Diamondback.
Yeah, because the Diamondback is like a direct upgrade.
Of course it is. You get 102 damage shot for every building and backstab. You sap an active teleporter and you've got 2.
Like, people just don't realize how good the Diamondback is. I'm surprised more people don't use it in general. In the vanilla game, it's really good. I don't know why people don't use it more often. Like, you never need the Ambassador ever. Yeah, the Diamondback now is just more consistently reliable than the fucking Ambassador. The Ambassador never needed to be nerfed, by the way. Stupid that they did. But we can thank Sigafu. We can thank Sigafu for that one. But now with the nerfed Ambi, it's just all Diamondback. All Diamondback if you want to win. Hence why they banned it, because it's just really good.
If you can aim your shot. I can't argue this. You backstab a medic's pocket, turn around and leave him on 48 health, and your soldier friend comes in with a
you can just shoot him
rocket,
again, because you have more bullets. You can just shoot him again and kill him.
It's banned across all Highlander, and of course they won't allow this in 6s. Of course not. But guess who does? Guess who has decided that this season they're gonna spit in the face of
in their death throes, UGC unbanned a bunch of shit.
Established opinion of the TF2 community.
In their death throes.
UGC 6s allows the Diamondback. I mean, Spy is weak, especially in 6s where
listen, man, they need 500 frames when they're playing TF2. They need it.
Backstabbing guarantees your own death. But why this? Are they making a point? Do they want Spy?
I know you didn't know. It's okay. It's understandable.
Even as a Spy main, it boggles my mind. I guess.
And I'm not scolding you, Ronnie. I'm not scolding you, but this is valuable lesson. Research is very important when you're making a YouTube video. I've also learned my lesson multiple times, fucking up in other videos of mine. Research is important. Otherwise, good video.
Just have to wait
Otherwise,
and see.
fun
Look
video.
out for some sick Spy plays this season. These changes might actually be a genius play from UGC, as this season, UGC 6s is going to be the one to watch.
Look at 'em
Since
go.
this is the final class and it's all above board, I'll run through them all quick like. The red tape recorder is allowed. It destroys buildings so slowly it couldn't be considered a direct upgrade.
Its
But
only
holding
value
a
is
mini
disabling
sentry
buildings, but the
hostage
stock
or
sapper does that
reducing a few
anyways.
levels on a sentry whilst NGs are away can be useful. Plus, it can instantly destroy buildings if an NG's just put them down. That's a fun little quirk.
But how often does that happen?
All the
Basically
knives,
never.
all the time. The best part about Spy's arsenal is that they all have their function in competitive. The big earner for chain stab.
I miss the old Your Eternal Reward. I hate the new version. The new version would be so much better if it didn't have the faster cloak drain. Then it'd be great. But the faster cloak drain on the fucking Your is awful. Awful. So I don't use it. No, kunai is like needed in order for Spy to be more consistently viable in competitive modes. So no, they don't ban the kunai.
Conniver's kunai and Spycicle for survivability, and the Your Eternal Reward can be devastating against a team that doesn't communicate.
Well, that doesn't happen in competitive leagues, so...
Nothing beats the stock butterfly. Overwatches are allowed to, Dead Ringer to be irritating, and Cloak and Dagger for going deep undercover.
Even after the fucking DR nerfs, man, it's still one of the most annoying things to deal with in the game. Another instance of really bad weapon design that that just shouldn't be in the game. Like, I don't even know why Valve thought it was a good idea. It's bad. Just bad weapon design. It's not fun to kill someone and go, lol, not dead. Hate that shit.
That's it. The current whitelist for all classes and professional TF2, for this season at least. I wrote this script for this last season, but those UGC changes had made me rewrite and re-record.
That was a fun video. Good fun video. That was very entertaining, sir. Great shit. Here, I'll post the, here's the link again. Go look at it, go like it, maybe consider subscribing to this gentleman because it was funny. It was a good video. Fun little journey. Got a little goofs in there, a little few jokes in there. Good shit. Good video. Round of applause for you, sir. Ronnie Ratbag. It's a great fucking name. I have to piss, and then I guess I'm gonna find something else to watch. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, we have returned. Anybody have any suggestions? Anybody have any, like, are there any other interesting TF2 videos that have arrived lately? We're in a little bit of a lull right now until Scream Fortress and the MVM update comes out. So, what do we think? Watch Big Buck Bunny. I'm not watching Big Buck Bunny. Stop it. Would love for us to make our own voice heard, but Reddit would make a containment thread and Twitter is screaming into the void if you don't have a large following or a hashtag trend to make, so what do? Just make as much noise as you can. It is a little bit of a shame that other larger YouTubers have now basically planted their flag in the sand and want nothing to do with anything that resembles a push to make TF2 function more like Quick Play. That's really upsetting that it's entirely dependent on whether or not other YouTubers find it fun or want to involve themselves with this kind of thing. It really does suck. So the only thing we can do as individual players or people that have any kind of platform or following is, if it matters to you, make noise about it. Make noise. Make videos, mostly. Videos seem to do pretty well. And then, shit, man, I don't know. We gonna get a September wishlist? I would like to make a September wishlist video for the Scream Fortress update, but I don't think I'm gonna have time. I really don't. I gotta work on this quick play video and get that done by October. And then shit, man, I got a new job coming up, so that's something else I gotta think about. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. Neru's birthday was fantastic. Best girl. My cat is here, by the way. She is demanding that I scratch her. Thankfully, I have her cat brush right here, which I was using as a microphone earlier, so I can brush her as we chat. You fat bitch. Watch TF2 and ZZZ SFM? I don't even know what that is. Do you think that the MVM update will make tickets more expensive? Probably not. I don't think so. There's a massive supply, and I don't know if the demand's going to go up that much. I have a nagging suspicion that Valve is going to make a new kind of MVM ticket that's specifically for community-made maps, so they can pay those workshoppers. I have a nagging suspicion that's what they'll do. I don't think it's going to use normal Tour of Duty. I can't talk. I don't think it's going to use normal Tour of Duty tickets. I think it's going to be a different kind of ticket or voucher or something to play the new community MVM maps if you want rewards. Otherwise, they're just going to be in boot camp for free. So, I think that's what they're going to do. Nagging suspicion. Video of a guy talking about tf2 servers. And oh, right, I saw that one. Is that worth watching? Maybe? I guess it could be. I mean, what's it going to say? You know, this server has X rules. This server is good for these kinds of players. I don't know. It doesn't seem that interesting to me. It doesn't seem that exciting of a watch for me. Honestly, you know what I should do? Maybe I should stop the stream. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop the stream, and I can get back to work on this video. I think I might do that. So I'm going to cut it here. We went for a couple of hours. I think it was pretty good. So before you go, I'm streaming again Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm going to do a workshop review stream where I review workshop items that people can submit. If you want notifications for when I go live, and if you want to participate in that, join the Discord linked in the description below. Can't talk in there, but you get notifications for when I go live, and you can participate in the streams where I ask for links, all that song and dance, song and jazz. God help me. And I stream scheduled every Wednesday and Saturday at around 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time, but today I felt the need to do a random stream because this video came across my desk. I'm like, man, this should be fun to watch on stream, so I did. Other than that, thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate your company. Thank you for your donations. You're all very lovely people. And I'm going to get back to the quick play grind. Oh God, kill me. I have a lot to do still. So hopefully that'll be done by my deadline in October. If not, fuck. Wish me luck. I have a lot to do. All right, I'll see y'all later. Take care.